Yes?
Alex?
Yep.
Hi there, here's Mr. Grier.
Okay, here. All right.
Hi, Alex.
Hi, Mr. Grier. Thank you so much for doing this interview.
How old are you?
I am 16.
16 years of age. That's great.
Yeah. So do you mind if I record you during this conversation for the interview?
Do whatever you want to do.
All right,
You
thank.
on that end, I'm on this end.
All right, thanks so much. So I was just gonna ask you a couple of questions about your role about the RFK assassination and what happened from your point of view.
My role. Explain what do you mean by my role?
So I just had a couple of questions. So, like, I was just wondering if you could take us through your experience during what happened during that assassination.
Well, yeah, I can take you through that. We had campaigned, and we believed that the senator was winning many of the primary areas, and so it was decided that he should go downstairs and speak to the people who had supported him. And he thanked the people, then he thanked Jesse Unruh.
Uh-huh.
Then he thanked Rayford Johnson, his friend, and then he said that Rosey Grier said if you all don't vote for him, he's going to take care of you, but in a kind, gentle way, because we're that kind of people.
Yeah.
He was supposed to come back to me, because I was standing in the back, and I had people on the right-hand side, because it was all cornered off so he could go that way. But there was some confusion, because I was supposed to be taking Ethel Kennedy, his wife, who was 6 months pregnant.
Okay.
So as he started back towards me, there was some confusion. I guess the Beta D came up and said it'd be better to go back to where we came in. And so I was trying to get them to go the way we had planned originally. But he jumped off the back of the stage with Paul Shrink of UAW. And so that meant that I had to get Ethel down off the back of the stage, and Bill Barry, who's in charge of all the senators' movements, was helping to get Ethel down. When he got Ethel down off the back of the stage, he took off, and then we began to move forward fast to try to catch up. And a cameraman came by and almost hit Ethel in the back with the camera, and I just kind of blocked him out a little bit so that he didn't hit it with the camera. And as he went past us, shots rang out, and people began to scream and yell and run.
Right.
And so I covered Ethel for a few minutes, and then I came up and I went running around to see what was going on up front. So I ran around, and there was guys struggling with Sirhan, who had fired the shots.
Right.
So I grabbed him by his legs and pulled him up on the table, noticing that George Simpson was struggling with the gun hand. So as I got him up on the table, I locked his legs so he could not kick. And George Simpson still couldn't get the gun out. So he had the gun pointed at his face, at his own face. So I put my hand under the trigger housing and pulled the hammer back so it wouldn't shoot. And I just wrenched the weapon out of the hand and put it in my pocket. And then as I looked around, I had to see what damage that were done, and I saw the senator lying down and other people were down. And there was a young man standing with the senator with the cross. And as I looked at this, the people that should have been with us, who was in another position prior, started catching up, and they came back and they saw the damage that had been done. And they saw Sirhan, who had fired the shots, and they attacked him. And of course, I began to fight them off, realizing that we are not the judge or jury. And so I fought them off, and they realized that I was not going to allow that to happen. happened. And so I just held on there, and then police came and took Sirhan away, and the ambulance and the emergency people took the senator away. And I was sitting on the floor, and I was fine. And all the people were fine, and a lot of talk going on, and the media running around. And so I sit there, and I heard a voice say, "Rosey." And I looked up with Rayford Johnson. He said, "Do you have the gun?" I said, "Yeah." So he said, "Well, give me a gun." So I gave Rayford the gun, and he walked away with someone else. And I sat there for a few minutes. I decided to go up to the suite.
Okay. All right. So thanks a lot. That was great. So I just had a couple more questions. So in regards to what went wrong that night, were the security procedures changed, and is that why you think the events took place, or it was just a freak accident where Sirhan just got to him at the wrong time?
There were no security procedures.
Oh, okay.
At that particular time, there were no Secret Service or anyone who worked with the various political candidates, because it was not allowed at that time.
Oh, I see. Okay.
The time where they didn't want police or anybody around in uniform, because the kids were screaming and yelling at police and calling them names. So most of the candidates tried not to get involved with any kind of police or anything like that. So it was kind of left up to his friends to get him through the crowd, and that's what we did. We were friends of the senator. They say bodyguard, but we really were not bodyguard. We were friends.
Oh, I see.
We had no training to do this, other than I'm an ex-football player, and some of the other guys had various other ways in which they earned a living, and so, but we were friends, and we would do what we could to get them through the crowds.
Right. So did you, before the night began, did you suspect that there would be any violence to this extent, or did you have no idea what was coming?
Well, no one expect anything like these to happen. This was happen. This was not something that you expect. Things happen in life that you never expect. The idea is, what happen when these things happen is you do the best you can with what you have.
Right.
Now, of course, when these things happen where it's better to be prepared, like the FBI or the Secret Service, they have prearranged ways in which to act. Because when people are screaming and yelling, there's no way that you can give orders. So everyone ought to know what to do. That's why it was that night, after that happened, the president immediately assigned to all the other candidates Secret Service.
Oh, I see. That's interesting. All right. Well, that's about all I have for questions. Are there any other points or things that you'd like to say?
Well, other than the fact that we as citizens, we all have a responsibility in our community, in our country, in our homes, is to be examples by living a life that other people can emulate. And when we hear people putting other people down for whatever reason they might be, it's up to us to stop that kind of talk. You as a young man and other young people that you associate with, I'm sure that many times you hear people going off in the wrong direction.
Right.
Your responsibility, and I don't say your responsibility, it would be great if you utilize your influence to make sure that they went the right way. Because this is the only way we're going to have the kind of society that we would love to have, to make sure that young people like yourselves and those that are following you and those that are following behind myself would have someone ahead of them preparing the way for them, to make it easier for them to get to the place that they want to get to in life without worrying about someone
Right. And so, is there anything you'd like to say, just as kind of a last thing about Robert Kennedy as a person, as a man, that you knew him because you were very close to him?
Well, I loved him. I love the senator because I felt like, in fact, I love all mankind, but I felt like he was a man who had the ability to take us all to a better place, encouraging all races of people to work together as a team to get the things done that need to be done to help those who had needs and those who had resources to be able to provide those resources to help those who had needs.
Right. All right. Well, I'm very sorry for your loss, by the way.
Thank you. Your loss too.
Yeah. Thank you. All right. Well, if that's it, thank you so much for this opportunity. It was great to talk to you, and this is going to be really, really helpful. Thank you so much.
Take care and have a good life.
All right. You too. Goodbye.